If someone had shown me how to play jazz chords like I'm about to show you back when I was a student, my life would have been so much easier. The thing is, they're just not as complicated as they're made out to be. And when you strip it back to the fundamentals, there are only really 3 types of chords. That may sound like an oversimplification, but it's not. The thing is, those 3 chords can all be developed with extensions and alterations. And that's when things look complicated. And the mistake most people make is they try and do that stuff without first understanding the core principles of those 3 chords. The way that I wish jazz chords were explained to me when I was a student is the following. There are 3 types of chords: major 7, dominant 7, minor 7. And to start with, you only need to play these chords using 3 notes: the root, the 3, and the 7. Nothing else matters. And until you can actually do this, not just intellectually understand it, but apply this concept to tunes, there is absolutely no point in learning anything else about chords. It would be like trying to decorate a room that doesn't have walls yet. So let me show you exactly how this works. The only thing you need to know are your major scales. That's pretty much the only bit of information you need to understand. There are 3 types of chords, and each one has its own formula. The first one is a major 7. This is constructed by playing the root note, the 3, and the 7. What do I mean by the 3 and the 7? Well, that's why you need to know your major scales. If we take a C major scale, and if we assign each note a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this is what I mean by the 3 and 7. So back to the chord formulas. A major 7 chord, let's make it a C major 7, is constructed by playing the root. Let's play that in the left hand. Then we have the 3, 1, 2, 3, and the 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's it. This is a C major 7. Next is a dominant 7. The formula for a dominant 7 is the root, the 3, and the flat 7. Now, don't panic. If you see a flat 7 or a flat 3, all that means is that we take the 7 and we move it down a half step. So the 7 of our C major is that B. To get the flat 7, we literally just move it down a half step. And this gives us a C dominant 7 chord. Finally, we have the minor 7. The formula for a minor 7 chord is root, flat 3, and flat 7. So for a C minor 7 chord, we take the root, the 3, but we flatten it, so just move it down a half step, and the 7, but a flat 7. So again, we just move that down a half step to give us the root, flat 3, and flat 7. And this is a C minor 7. So we now have a C major 7, a C dominant 7, and a C minor 7. By the way, I've put together a free resource sheet with these formulas and some examples of tunes to practice with. Link is in the description if you want to grab that. With those formulas, and using just 3 notes for each chord, we could pretty much play any jazz standard. And I'm going to prove that to you in just a minute. So step 1 is learning the formulas for those 3 chords and being able to play them in any key. Let's just very quickly repeat this in another key so you kind of get the hang of the process. Let's do this using a G major scale. To play a G major 7 chord, you need the root, the 3, and the 7. To play a G dominant 7 chord, you need the root, the 3, and the flat 7. So just start with a normal 7, and then bring it down a half step. This is a G dominant 7. Finally, to play a G minor 7, you need the root, flat 3, and flat 7. And there we have a G major 7, a G dominant 7, and a G minor 7. Being able to do this in any key will lay such a solid foundation, and I just cannot recommend it enough. Because once you can do that, you can literally play any jazz standard. Maybe not to a super advanced level, but you will essentially be able to play the chords and the harmony to any tune. Let's take Autumn Leaves for example. C minor 7, F7, B flat major 7, E flat major 7, A minor 7 flat 5, we just play the A minor 7 chord, D7, and G minor 7. Or let's take All the Things You Are. This is exactly what I wish I'd spent more time on when I was younger. It takes patience at first, but the path is so clear, and it's worth every single second of your practice time. I promise you, it gets easier and easier every time you do it, until it's just like reading a book. Even if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, this will become easy with enough practice. The final step of this process is applying inversions. But since we're only playing 2 notes in our right hand, it means there's only one other inversion to play. Let's briefly go through each chord. C major 7, we have this. And we can just flip these notes around. So I'm just taking the 3 and 7, and I'm either putting one on top of the other, or you can kind of flip it either way, it doesn't really matter. But all it means is we now have the 7 and then the 3. Instead of the 3 and then the 7. So continuing on, we then have a C dominant 7 and a C minor 7. All the same notes as before, just in a different order. Now this is where the magic starts to happen, because you can go through more jazz standards and practice playing them using this other inversion of each chord. But then, this is the best bit, you can mix them together so your hand moves as little as possible, and that often means going back and forth between different inversions. So for Autumn Leaves, that could look like this. Or for All the Things You Are, it might look like this. And going through this process and being able to do that properly means that you're going to be fully equipped to build upon the foundations and start decorating those voicings with a much better understanding of what's going on. You know, all of these chords are just built from that root, 3 and 7. And it's just so much easier to kind of understand what is really going on there once you can do those exercises that I've just gone through. A lot of teachers out there skip out on these basics and just try to teach you these crazy voicings, you know. And that's cool, that's great, but you're never ever going to remember them or even fully understand them until you go through the process that I've just shown you in this video. If you'd like a cheat sheet with the step-by-step process, along with the chord formulas and even examples of this in a couple of jazz standards, you can download that completely free from the link down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.